Hey, what's happening, nation? It's Joe Q. Patrick Graham's 4-2-5. I told y'all this defense looks sick as shit, and I know I pulled a few starters off the field, but I wanted to try to make this as fast as I possibly could. Plus, if I always use the same players over and over again, we never get to see really different looks, so sometimes it has to be done. And there's still some question marks surrounding a few of the players that I did pull off the field that I'm really curious to see what happens with them throughout the draft, through the offseason, and through the preseason process. But I think this defense looks incredibly cool, so be sure to hit me up and give me your opinions on it. I want to break it down real quick. If you are new to the channel, if you think about subbing up, I really would appreciate that. But we're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump straight into the defensive line. I told y'all I thought Nichols and Billings were going to be our starting two defensive tackles. I know that both those guys are not the big name defensive tackles around the league, but they are both incredibly solid defensive tackles. You got Hankins rotating in for Billings, and then you're either going to have Bauer or Butler rotating in behind Nichols. I really think that's going to be a really solid defensive tackle rotation. Then moving to the defensive ends, you have to have Crosby and you have to have Jones on the field in every possible situation that you can. Teams are going to be forced to double team one of these guys on every play, which is either going to open up one of the defensive tackles or it's going to open up the opposite side of the defensive line. So whichever way a team wants to play it, somebody's going to be coming down their throat. Moving into the linebackers, I went with Diablo and I went with Brown. There are very few situations where I like to pull Perryman off the field, but this 4-2-5 is just not built for him. Not this late in his career. And I am not taking anything away from him. I think he is going to be a huge piece of this defense going into next season. That man played lights out for us last year. But some packages just don't fit certain players. And Diablo and Brown are both incredibly hard hitters and they have the speed to go sideline to sideline. Plus, since you're running the 5-man umbrella behind them, you can blitz either one of those dudes on any given play. They definitely have the speed to get there, and if a running back tries to come out of the backfield on a little flare route, we're finally going to blow them the fuck up, and we have not been able to do that in the past 20 years. And we have to play against some incredibly good tight ends multiple times a year, and this is the first time where I really feel like we'll be able to ladder them and have it make a difference. Then let's move into the secondary, because I did make some tweaks in this thing, and I really wanted to see how it looked, but I really want to hear from you guys about what you think. I did pull Mullen out of the starting lineup. I do truly feel like he's still the best cornerback on our team as it sits right now. But Rock Ya-Sin is an incredibly close second. So many of you guys are so high on Everett. So I stuck them both in and Mullen can ride the pine for tonight. I can already see my comment section lighten up because so many of you guys have hit me up and been like, Hobbs is going to play outside corner. I mean this with every bit of respect, but why in the fuck would you do that? That slot corner, nickelback, whatever the hell you want to call it, is one of the most prized positions in today's NFL, and we lucked out and were able to get one that could end up being a fucking legend. That's the exact reason why we overpaid Joyner's ass to join this team and do absolutely nothing. Trust me, Hobbs is going to be a huge part of this defense. That kid is a beast. But his ass is not going to be playing the outside. And then, of course, you have Merrick playing over the top. That shit is not going to change. That kid's one of the better free safeties that I've seen come through in a long damn time. I'm really hoping that he can continue to progress the way that he has. That kid shined last year in his rookie year. And if he does not have a sophomore slump, you need to watch out for him. And then for the final spot in that umbrella, I ended up pulling Abram off the field and I stuck Gillespie in there. I was going back and forth between him and Amik Robertson. But Gillespie's size and speed ended up winning him this spot in this particular rotation. And for as much as I truly love Jonathan Abram, we all have to be able to admit to ourselves that that dude could not cover a hamburger with a bun. He is a lights out box safety, but the 4-2-5 is not asking for a safety to pull that shit off. I really do love the way that this looks though. We go up against some incredibly fast offenses and you have to have a defense that is able to keep up. And this package right here gives us a real shot at being able to do that. But that's pretty much what I have for y'all tonight. I really do appreciate y'all checking out another one. If you can click that like on the way out, it really does help me out. Until next time, I'm Joe Q. Thank you very much, and we will catch y'all in the next one.